Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Logical Nonsense Podcast. Today we have the one, the only King Champs on. We are excited. We are going to do a little interview here today. He reached out to me a few months ago. Hey, listen to my music. I listened to it. I was like, I gotta have this man on. I was thoroughly impressed by your music. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to interview you. With that being said, let's introduce yourself. Who are you? What's your story? What's your background?
Sure, man. First and foremost, bro, I appreciate you having me on this platform. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's always dope when creatives can actually get together and actually put something dope together, and I expect that thoroughly. You know what I mean? I respect your work as well, the same way you respect mine. Let's get that out the way first. Little bit about me. I'm from West Philly, man. I'm from Philly. You know what I mean? Me and my brother Azan, who produces all of my music. We got a record label, Dead Wrong Records. We putting the damn thing together, man. We got a project coming out real soon called Rise of Corleone. We dropped West Philly 187 a video, and then we just dropped our latest single like that that's doing numbers as well. So yeah, I'm just a dude that's a entrepreneur. I'm a young mogul. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm the best mogul in the world. I feel like I'm the best rapper in the world. And if y'all don't believe it, y'all gonna see it. The work gonna show. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely am a guy that believes in work. Um, I'm a guy that hustles hard, has a determination. You know what I mean, and I want to be great. You know what I'm saying. So I always put that in my work, and that's who I am as a person. I think that my work reflects that same attitude.
Absolutely, man. I can definitely hear the work in your new song like that. I was really impressed how the production was. I also thought your vocals came through well. You had a great flow throughout. It was a good song. It truly was. What do you think your brand stands for?
It stands for authenticity, man. You know what I
I
mean. I
like
think
that.
in the name, did wrong. Me and my brother came up with that name strictly because it's like we're not going with the politically correct shit. You know what I mean? We're going with the dead wrong shit, where it's just like you be like, damn, that person's dead wrong the way they're thinking or the way they're acting. And we made a flip on it because we feel like the industry has too much of a certain kind of aesthetic that they're going for, and we're the exact opposite. You know what I mean? Hip hop
Yeah,
is supposed to be for motherfuckers that can rap, and it's not right now. So we're the polar opposite. We actually the motherfuckers that got the bars. We got the production. You know what I
so
mean?
you're
So that's kind of
yeah.
like where the name kind of started from. And we just kind of went on ahead and ran with it. So Dead Wrong is just bringing the people back to real music, bringing
Yeah,
people back to real hip hop, real R&B stuff that you can feel. That's dope content. And kudos to everybody getting their money. Ain't no hate
yep,
here, but it's an art form. You know what I'm saying? If you a sports player,
absolutely.
you don't want, you know what I mean? If you a sports player or a musician or whatever, you don't want a motherfucker that don't know what they doing playing
Absolutely.
sport. You know
Yep,
what I'm saying? You don't want no,
yep.
you don't trust nobody that don't know what they doing with a car, do you?
Yeah, no, exactly,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? I'm not going to get a pizza man to be a mechanic.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's not what he does. So we stand for authenticity, we stand for excellence, and we stand for bringing real music back. I think that's just the statement for the mission for Dead Wrong for sure.
I like that. I like that. So you guys are bringing back kind of that old school, heavy bars, heavy flows, kind of that style of rap.
Yeah, for sure. And it's sad that we got to deem it old school. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
it's just like in this generation now, it's just like, all right,
that's
well,
true.
don't nobody
It's a
rap.
good point.
So you know what I mean? Like it's like that's a
Yeah,
damn shame. It's like it's supposed to kind of sound this way. You know what
yeah.
I'm
It's
saying? It's
definitely
like
yeah. The sound has definitely evolved. I would agree for sure. Because like you definitely, there's so many different avenues within rap and stuff. Like I was listening to it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like your genre reminds me a lot of like what kind of Griselda is doing. Griselda
mm,
Records, kind of that boom bap kind of heavy hitters style. So I like it. I think it's great. I think it's great that you guys are bringing that back, because like you said, it should have never went away. So, what is
Absolutely.
your inspiration on this new song?
Oh man, I think the title kind of speaks for itself. I'm like that, man. I'm like that. I do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's not too many people right now that can fuck with what I do. There's not too
Yeah,
many people that can fuck with what Dead Wrong is doing. And just being honest, from a versatility standpoint, I can give you flows, I can give you the bars. You know what I mean? I can put together different chants, I can put together different hooks, I can show you that kind of versatility. All while like that has more of a lip bop instead of that like boom bap kind of sound. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because just like you mentioned, the brothers, and shout out to them, Griselda, they have more of a traditional boom bap sound. I feel
yeah,
like what we're doing is a hybrid sound of like a Public
yeah.
Enemy meets like a Wu Tang meets like a little bit of some Travis Scott shit thrown in there. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
I
Like
like
something
that.
old, something. You know what I mean? Like something
Yeah,
old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. You know what I'm saying?
little
So
modern twist to an old school sound.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So I feel like that kind of shows the style that me and my brother Azan have been cultivating, and it really was the inspiration to kind of separate from the crowd, man. You know, because
Yeah,
again, it's so many dope artists out here. It's like, well, how are you going to show that you're different? How are you going to show that you belong, and not only belong, but how are you going to show that you're going to be on the elite level of MCs, elite levels of artists? So I feel like it was a statement, you know what I mean? It was a
yeah,
statement as well as the inspiration where it's just like, yo, like I'm inspired to be great. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I'm not gonna stop until I reach that. So that definitely was a huge inspiration for putting that song together.
yeah. What kind of work went into this song? I know you talked about, you know, getting in the studio with your brother. He it sounds like he does a lot of the production side of it, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you work on the production. I know that rappers definitely, are a lot of times involved with that as well. What did that process kind of look like for you guys?
Oh man, that's a great question, first and foremost. I think really because we are brothers, we have a great working relationship. So it's really easy when we go into the studio. I think we have the same goal in mind, which is to make elite music no matter what. So even if it's something that he may hear in my rap, or it may be something that I hear that he could turn up in a beat, or we could do together on a hook or a certain kind of bridge that we want for the song, we never let egos get in the way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So we look at it from the way, bro, where it's like, don't nobody give a fuck as long as the results is given. I think we both can agree on that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? As long as this shit is the way it's supposed to be, then we're gonna rock out with it. So when we were going in the studio, kind of recording this project, Rise of Corleone, and putting it together and having this like that as the lead single, it's like, yo, we have to come in here with a certain kind of energy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We want to come in here with a certain level of assertiveness on this track and really take this shit over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be able to provide the listener a certain kind of experience that they're not getting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we always kind of come in here with that same mindset. So it's real easy when we're in the studio. You know, it'll come together. You know, he may be singing some of the part of the hook, and I may join him. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that worked. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
that's something we can go with there. So it's always a beautiful experience kind of cooking up with him and putting this shit out to the street.
Yeah. You feel like you guys can keep each other honest.
For sure. For sure.
Definitely. Because I think
100%.
that's definitely something too that, I think sometimes I wonder, at least with some of, the more popular rappers who have gotten away with, in my opinion, um, poor executed projects. I wonder if producers have let them get away with that because they haven't kept them honest. So that's kind of why I asked that is, and I obviously you guys are on the come up. So, you got to be
Yeah.
honest. You got to start off with the good
Yeah,
project. So,
man. You know, and I feel like it should carry on when you get to the top too.
no,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
I agree. I agree. You're on the
Yeah,
same
like
page.
if you
Yeah.
want to keep being elite, bro, it's just like you with your podcast and building certain things up. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna share something with you. It's this book I've been reading by Napoleon Hill. It's called Think Rich, right?
Yeah.
And it basically talks about how you as a person that's building your empire, whatever it is, whether it's podcast, rapping, dancing, if you want to own a bunch of Taco Bells, whatever it
Yeah.
is, you want to make sure that you have a thing called a mastermind group, where it's like your people that are around you that hold you accountable and give you certain ideas, give you certain things, and like you said, keep you honest. So then you
Absolutely.
can excel and continue to build. So we all have to have that around us, man, in order for this shit to be great.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. All right. So, my next question for you, who are your biggest influences in your music, in your style?
Oh man, the legends, period, man. I don't care where they come from, what genre of music. If you're a legend, I'm going to study you. You know what I mean? My some of my biggest influences are, of course, in the hip hop genre. Biggie, Nas, Jay Z, the Wu, Pac, you know, Scarface, Rakim, Cool G Rap. The list goes on and on with those guys. You know what I mean? Anybody that was elite that took hip hop to the next level, I'm studying them, and more than likely they're one of my biggest influences. Mob Deep. The list goes on and on. Screwed up, click down in Texas. Like I grew up fucking with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Master P, all those guys, Dipset. The list. We could talk all day about like your
Yeah, yeah.
influences. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But those are some of the guys in hip hop. I'm a big rock guy too. You know what I'm saying? A
Okay.
lot of people don't know that, but I'm a big rock guy. Jimi Hendrix, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
Led Zeppelin.
Yep.
I'm a big grunge guy too, so Alice in Chains. I listen to Staley a lot. Pearl Jam. Eddie Vedder is one of the
Pearl
best
Jam. Hell
vocalists
yeah.
to me ever. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yep.
anybody, I'm a huge jazz guy too. John Coltrane, Dizzy Gillespie, Herbie Hancock. Miles Davis. Like I'm listening to everything. So all of these people that are playing and I'm listening to and basically soaking in the game of how they're putting their music together, they influence me, man. Because it's like, damn, like
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? Like they're at the top
Hmm.
of that Mount Rushmore in their perspective fields. It's like, yo, why not study the greats if you want to be great, man? So those are some of my influences for sure.
Definitely. So you're just into good music. You like people who
Oh
are
yeah.
successful. It doesn't matter the genre necessarily. I like that. I like that answer because I think sometimes we become too focused in like I have to study this guy because he was in our lane or in our whatever. But I definitely think you can learn from different successes and different genres regardless of what you're doing. Um, who would you say is, in your opinion, the best rapper from Philly, not including yourself?
Um, I gotta go with Beanie Siegel
Okay.
for sure. I gotta go with Beanie Siegel. Um, yeah,
Are you
Black
are you a
Thought. I
Meek
would
Mill
I would
fan?
throw in there too. Say it again.
Are you a Meek Mill fan?
Yeah, I used to be back in the day. Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to be. All his like classic freestyles, I damn near
Yep.
know by fucking word for word. I grew up during that era. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Where like him, Reed Dollars, RJ Payne that's out now. He was Rain Man. He ran with Reed Dollars. A lot of people don't know that. That whole era of like battle rap, that's what I was watching. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
definitely respect all of those dudes. But if you want to say outside of myself and Philly, yeah, Beanie for sure. I gotta go with Beanie, man. And Black Thought is right there too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's also a legend. He's done a lot for the city as well. And then Meek is up there. Uzi Vert is up there. You know what I mean? Like I know people will be like, oh, well, how can you be such a bar guy? I'm like, nah. I mean, I'm motherfucker selling out arenas. You got to say
Yeah.
you're doing something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. He's doing something right. Yeah. Absolutely. What did you think of his latest project, Lil Uzi Vert's?
I thought it was dope. I
Yeah.
actually thought it was dope. I feel like he's got his own lane, and I
Okay.
feel like that's what makes music fun
Yeah.
is you got guys like him that are able to give like a party vibe and a turn up vibe, and that's what you need. I feel like what he
Yeah.
makes, as well as what we make here at Dead Wrong Records, is what I call stadium music, where the music
Yeah. I
hits
like
you
that.
in such a fucking way that it's like, yo, we getting it going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you put like that on in a fucking stadium of 90,000 people and it's before kickoff, I guarantee you the juices is gonna be flowing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like I feel like
Yeah.
Uzi makes that same kind of music, maybe not from a bar perspective, but like that same kind of energy. So I thought it was dope for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of experimentation on that. We've seen that. I feel
Mm,
like a common theme this year. I think people are kind of searching for their sounds a lot this year.
yeah.
Uh, and I heard you talking about a little bit of experimentation in your own record. Do you think like it's on a similar length of like trying to find your sound, or do you feel like you have your sound figured out?
I feel like our sound, I feel like the foundation of our sound we figured out, but your sound should always be evolving. You
I
know what I
like that.
mean?
That's a
That's
good
how I
answer.
feel. Like I feel like you should never put yourself in one lane. It just still gotta be dope. Like I don't mind you experimenting or fucking with different flows or
Yeah.
different sounds, but keep it good. Keep it
Yeah.
dope. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like that's my only thing. So yeah, I feel like we've laid our foundation as far as what we wanted to do. I felt like in the last couple of years, what me and my brother Azan have done, and it's a project that's out as well called Dawn of the Dead, that we
Yeah.
put out. Really dope project. Got a lot of dope people on there, and I feel like that's what kind of built the foundation for our sound. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I feel like that project alone kind of like started where I said it was like a something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue thing. Where it's like, oh yeah, you got your old school in there, but you got your new school in there too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I feel like we built that foundation, but it's constantly evolving, man. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
wanted to be better. We want to be better. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if you know how to make a good cheese pizza, you like, well, let me see what I can do with
Yeah.
pepperoni. Let me see, you know what I mean? Let me see if I can
Yeah.
fuck with this mushroom and put a beef topping on there too. Like I'm doing
Yeah.
different things with it, but I got my foundation laid. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
definitely feel like we do have that for sure.
I think the biggest thing, and I'm just a critic, right? So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But like, uh, I think the biggest thing as a listener for me, what I've noticed is experimentation works when you're fully invested in it. When you
Mm-hmm.
just dabble, that's when it doesn't work for me. When I hear
Mm-hmm.
you just kind of like halfway execute it, halfway lean into that experimentation, that's usually when I feel like it's poorly executed, when fans don't really resonate with the song. So I think finding that balance is key for sure.
I agree 100%. 100%. Like you said, you hear a lot of these guys, and it's like, yeah, I can tell you really smoked like a nice bong before you got up on this drum, popped your little pills or whatever. You grooving too hard with this shit,
Yeah,
and it's not hitting. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
it's not doing what it needs to do. So yeah, I definitely feel you on that, bro. 100.
All right, let's move to our next question. What does being from Philly, mean to you?
Oh man, everything, man, is definitely my DNA, is my identity. You know, Philly's a tough fucking city. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like if you weak, if you're a person that can't like take shit or give shit or be able to have a certain level of an attitude or aggressiveness to you, you're not gonna make it. I guarantee you that. You know what I mean? We always hear growing up, if you can make it, in New York, you can make it anywhere. And that can technically be true. You know what I mean? I'm not a New Yorker, but I know
yeah,
for sure coming from this city and how it is and how it's built, it really tests your resolve. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud to be from this city because it actually made me a tougher person, made me a better person, and it made me look at things in a certain way where it's like, yo, you got to be able to take hearts out here, man. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
not
Yeah,
being malicious, or being a bad person, but take hearts in a way where it's like, yo, I can't let these motherfuckers stop me. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I'm not gonna let negativity stop me. I'm not gonna let certain shit stop me. And Philly kind of puts that in you, where it's like we either going at you or not going at you. You know what I'm saying?
hmm,
There's no in between coming from this city. So being from Philly, man, is everything to me. You know what I'm saying? It created the person I am, that go get it shit. You know what I mean? That attitude that I had, that aggressiveness that I had to like get after it. That's what Philly is for me and what it means to me. It's a beautiful, it's a gift and a curse for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Well, you can hear that toughness in your voice. I mean, if you, I mean, everyone go listen to his brand new song, and it sounds like you're coming out with a new project, Rise of Corleone, right?
Yes, sir.
So make sure to go listen to it. You can hear it in his voice. He's definitely. I mean, I can tell you're a tough guy, and it can you can hear the Philly in you for sure. So wanted to ask you that, and then are you a Philly fan for sports too?
Um, Phillies. I'm a Phillies fan for
What about
baseball.
what about Eagles?
Oh nah, Cowboys fan. Die hard.
Oh,
Yeah, die hard. Die hard Cowboys fan. So I'm always arguing with these motherfuckers
I was gonna say
consistently.
that's got to be tough, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's what makes me like extremely tough to deal with because it's like I know how it is to literally have the city against you, even being in your city, if that make any
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Where it's like this city obsesses over the Cowboys. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like they'll win it and beat a team 20-0 and still be talking about the Cowboys. So it's that kind of relationship. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But yeah, like Phillies, 76ers, Phillies, those my teams. I fuck with them. But football, I'm a Cowboys dude for sure.
Okay, that's interesting. Have you brought like your Philly attitude to being a Cowboys fan though?
Oh
Are
yeah,
you
for sure.
okay?
Yeah, for sure. I'm not one of those Cowboys fans that's going to let you just pop shit and I'm gonna leave it alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've stood toe to toe with the Jason Kelsey fans, the Jalen Hurts fans. I've argued right with them because I understand that being just from Philly, it's like that with everything. If you
yeah,
don't like standing your ground, you're getting ran over. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It just is what it is. It don't matter if it's right or wrong. It matters the attitude. You know,
Okay, okay. What do you think of Dak?
elite, elite,
Elite. You heard it here
elite,
first, folks.
elite.
King
I
King
know,
Champs
I know that.
calls Dak Prescott elite. You heard it here
Yup,
first, folks.
yup. Tap it and stamp it because being a former football player and being recruited by like all of the big time schools, going on these visits, meeting Butch Davis at UNC. If you know that guy, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
If you don't know him, look him up. Dave Wannstedt, you know what I mean, from Pittsburgh. Going around the facilities with different players. Um, I can look at how somebody's playing the game without bias. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when people immediately hear the Cowboys, like, oh, fuck them, I hate them. So I don't care anything that happens with them. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And I'm like, that's a very immature way to look at things. Now, if you don't like
absolutely. Yeah,
something, yeah, if you don't like something, you don't like something. I'm not going to make you like it, but
yeah,
go watch the film and you tell me what it is of an unbiased opinion. He's making all the throws after the San Fran ass whooping. He's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And yes, the San Fran game happened. It did. We're not running from it. It's a regular season game. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But you got to look at the man's resolve and how he responded from that. A lot of teams get blown out like that, and then they lose four straight. San Fran
yeah,
gave all they had in that game and lost three in a row.
yeah,
The
yeah.
team that
Interesting.
wasn't, you know what I mean? Like I just look at patterns. I just look at those different things, and I feel like he's playing some of the best ball in football right now. Hopefully that
Okay.
translates into the playoff because I know that's what everybody matters. It matters then. But
Yeah.
as of now, you got to give him a spot for the ball he's playing.
What do you think of the narrative that the Cowboys only beat bad teams?
I think that this year, we've definitely beat a lot of bad teams, but we beat the shit out of them, and no
Yeah,
other teams have like beat the shit out of these teams. You look at the Eagles and Washington. One was in overtime, and then one was close to overtime.
yeah,
45-10 on Washington. Smoked them
yep,
quickly. Decimated these guys. And I feel like just because it's the Cowboys, and maybe I'm wrong, I just feel that because of that bias, that the goalpost is going to get moved for something. Because
Yeah.
last year we did a lot of teams that were over 500. It was like, okay, so Dak throws interceptions. Dak doesn't throw a lot of interceptions this year. Okay, you don't beat bad teams. It's like, okay, listen, if you hate me, say you hate me then. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're pushing. It's too many narratives you're pushing here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, Micah Parsons isn't better than Hassan Reddick as a pass rusher. Okay, we look at the tape, we see that that's false. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a consistent thing of pushing the goal. Yeah, this year bad. That's true, but it's a lot of bad teams that have beat a lot of good teams that we beat. So doesn't that say something? Doesn't that say that this team is turned away? You know what I'm saying? The Eagles game, if you look at that game, it was a tough game. We lost the game, but we had a chance to win, even towards the end. Even with all of the flags that we're seeing, the Eagles are kind of getting on everything. Josh Allen got thrown down to the ground, horse collared about 3 damn times with the game. The flag never came out. So everybody's getting it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so when I look at all of these things and the details of everything, I'm like, okay, cool. The Rams have been sneaking around beating teams. Rams are like a shitty kind of good kind of team, bad team that will
Yeah.
show up and beat you. We beat the shit out of them. You know what I mean? The Giants, if we remember at the start of the season, were deemed a big time playoff team. They were taking the next step. They had Darren Waller. They had this. They had that. We blew them out 40-0 the first game and then blew them out the second game.
Yeah.
So we can say wait for the playoffs. Yeah, we can. But it's a lot
Yeah.
of franchises that hate the Cowboys that I feel like talk a little bit too much. You guys aren't beating the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, you heard it here first. King Champs. He's gonna X all the Cowboys haters. It's
Oh
coming
yeah,
for
for
y'all.
sure. Because I deal with them everywhere I go. So I'm buttles together.
Yeah. All right. So I have one more question before I go to our closing questions. What would you say is the Philly sneaker? What is a Philadelphia signature sneaker?
Philadelphia signature sneaker. Oh man,
It's a tough
you
one.
can say it is, man, because it comes down to different neighborhoods, bro.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
different neighborhoods wear different shit. Now you got some things like Dickie sweatsuits and shit, like a lot of people in Philly will wear. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
know that for sure. When you talk about shoes, yeah, Jordans. You know what I mean? Jordans is probably one. Regular Nike shell tops. You know what I mean? Could be one. Timberlands is definitely big. North Face. But it depends on, like I said, like a guy's swag or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Some motherfuckers may fuck with, just getting straight Jordans. Some motherfuckers be like, I just like everything that Nike make, but I don't wear nothing that Jordan makes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you got like a lot of that in the city. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's a tough one. I feel like it comes down to, like the neighborhoods and a person's like preferable style or their personal style, so to speak. But I think altogether it may be Jordans. I think everybody wear Jordans everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that may be
Absolutely.
it for sure.
Okay. All right. So, what's next for you and your music and the label?
Oh man, we going to the top, man. Pure domination. Pure domination, man. I feel like the sound that we have, I feel like it's our time to shine. I feel like the game is at its weakest right now. I feel like there's not a lot of talent in the game, and I feel like we're coming to kind of inject a new energy. You know what I mean? Inject a new sound, inject a new wave, and I feel like Get On Records is bringing that. So I feel like what's next for us is going to the top. What's next for us is us bringing a lot of dope artists to the forefront. Not only myself and my brother, but the different artists that we have on the label, the different artists that we're going to be collaborating with, the different artists we're going to be putting to the forefront. You know what I mean? I feel like we're going to change culture not only from the hip hop perspective, but just the music in general. Because like we were talking about, those are my influences. I want to hear good rock again. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I want to hear good R&B again. I want to hear these things again, and I know that it's so many talented artists out here that just need that voice. So what's next for us is that kind of global takeover where it's like, nah, we're gonna help as many people as we can. We on our way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We on our way. So look out, man. Dead Wrong Records for this year and for the next years coming. You know what I mean? It's going to be a force.
yeah. Can we expect your new project's called Rise of Corleone, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can we expect that by the end of the year, or is it still being worked on?
Dropping it's already done, but we're going to drop it at the top of the year. We want
Top
to
of the
kind
year.
of, yeah, we want to kind of give it its promotion. You know what I mean? Because like you said, the one that come up, you're doing most of this work on your own. You know what I mean? You could be
Yep.
building with certain people and have a lot of connections and stuff, but you're doing that groundwork, laying the groundwork rather day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? So we're literally putting together our promo run. We're literally putting together how we want to kind of space singles, videos and stuff like that. But we do have a date in January. So we're playing with like two dates right now in January, but the top of the year, that's when it drops by.
All right. How big is this project? Like, can you give any more details, or you still waiting for that?
Oh yeah, nah. We can talk about it a little bit. You know what I mean? It's an 8-track project. You know what I mean? It's something short, something sweet to the point. It's like a Mike Tyson knockout. You know what I mean? It's beautiful, but it's quick. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
that's kind of how we wanted it. We wanted it to be an impact project. So it's definitely a dope project. It's a versatile project. 2 songs that are off of it are out right now. Make sure you guys go check out West Philly 187 King Chance. Check that out as well. And then like that is the first official single that's also on the project. So that should give you a kind of feeling of where the project's going to go. You know what I mean? It's hardcore gangster lick kind of. You know what I'm saying? We did some old, some new, some raw, some blue. So that's kind of like where the project is right now. And when it drops, man, I know what it's going to do. You know what I mean? If people really fuck with like that and Russ really 27, they really fuck with it now. When you hear the entire body of work and how it flows and things together, it's going to be impressive.
What kind of story are you hoping to tell on this album?
Oh man, I feel that's a great question. First of all, your questions are detailed as hell, bro. I
Thank you.
really appreciate that
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
sure. That shows your level of care about what the fuck you want to do. That you want to be great for what you're doing as well. I respect that. You know
Appreciate
what
that.
I'm saying? I
Appreciate
respect
that,
that a
man.
lot.
Appreciate that.
The story I'm telling, man, is the story of West Philly, Rise of Corleone. Just to give you a little bit of a backstory of why it's called that, is Corleone is what we call a block. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Our block in
Yeah.
West Philly, you know what I mean, where we from or whatnot. So when I say the rise of Corleone, it's the rise of us, it's the rise of dead wrong. It has a mission statement even behind it, you know, and I felt like giving it that title because when you hear like rise of something like that, it gives you like a theatrical kind of vibe. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, like a King's kind of vibe, or, I'm big on like history. So like shit like Genghis Khan and shit like the powerful kings and the hustlers and shit. Like I wanted to put something epic sounding together and I wanted the music to reflect that. So I think when you put on Rise of Corleone, that's the story I'm trying to tell. Like this is where we come from, this is where we at, this is where we're going, and this is where we're gonna be. So I think that's what I'm gonna kind of relay in this project for sure. That's the story I want to go on ahead and tell, man.
As far as production goes, what can we as listeners expect?
Oh man, elite production from top to bottom. I think my brother Azan did an incredible job with the sounds that he picked for it. And I'm not just saying that because he's my brother, because trust and believe, if it was something that was subpar, it wouldn't come out. And
Yeah.
not just because I would veto it or be on some, fuck out of here type shit, but just like we want to be elite. So in order to be elite, you have to put out elite product over and over again and achieve a certain level of consistency. So I feel like on this project, from the different sounds that he picked, the listener is really going to get elite production, crisp production, and production where it's like, yo, I feel like I'm in a movie. I feel like I'm in an experience. It's an audio experience. And I feel like with a lot of projects, that kind of feeling has been lost. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have like a cinematic kind of value to it. When you listen to like that come on, it starts off. You know what I mean? With this energy and this intensity and this vibe where it's like, yo, like it gets you going. And I feel like from top to bottom on a project, it's going to have that kind of energy where it's going to give you that intensity where you're like, yo, I want to go run maybe 100 miles and I don't got track shoes on, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm ready to do what I need to do right now just because it's giving me that energy and that intensity. So I think from the production place too, people are going to be extremely impressed, man. It's a different sound, but one that you can enjoy.
Absolutely. Yep. When it comes to that too, how roughly, because I know like you don't know the exact, but how roughly how much time do you think you put into this project?
Oh man, shit. I felt like my whole life, man.
Yeah.
For real, like I feel like I'm putting so much experience in it. You know what I mean? I feel like I put in like a lot of time and effort, blood, sweat, and tears, literally and figuratively, into the project. And I feel like people are going to be able to hear that when they put the music on. You know what I'm saying? Like this took a
The
minute. You
passion.
know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? As far as building our sound, as far as building our confidence in our sound, and saying, you know what, fuck this, man. You know, we gonna go on here and put this shit out to the world, and the world gonna fuck with it. And ever since we kind of been dropping that kind of music with our new sound, people have really been taking to it. More blessings and opportunities and doors been opening up in the industry where it's like, all right, in the next couple months, they're wrong gonna be up here. You know what I'm saying? So I feel
Yeah.
like just putting so much time into it, man. I feel like my whole life's in this project, bro. And I don't mean that lightly. Like I really mean that sincerely, where it's like, yo, I really put like everything I could into it. You know what I mean? Every second, every day, you know what I mean? Every month, every year of grinding this shit out. And I feel like it's the rise. You know what I mean? Like people are seeing it, but it's taking so long to get to. So I felt like the Rise of Corleone was the perfect title for it. And I feel like that's what I put in for it, bro. Like just a lifetime of experience, man.
Yeah. I like that. Can we expect more and more albums after
Oh
this?
yeah, for sure. For sure.
Good.
I'm definitely locked in. The label's locked in. We're gonna be dropping EPs every month. You know what I mean? So we're gonna put the flood on them. You know, like I said, Master P is one of my favorite entrepreneurs, moguls ever. You can sit here and say, okay, some of the music was good, some of the music was bad. That's your opinion. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But one thing you can never knock is the hustle. One thing you can never knock is the marketing. And I think the way he was putting them projects out, three, four, five projects out, if it's dope content from dope artists and you're doing that at an elite level, hey man, you're gonna be a household name. So I feel
Absolutely.
like you know what I mean? So I feel like what me and Azan have kind of been doing is putting together a proper game plan so we can push that shit out. You know what I mean? Not only my projects, but him rapping and producing. Our artist Rio and Black having them come on out and collaborating with different artists, bringing them not only on the team, but just working with dope people to continue to build quality content and build the brand up. So I feel like in a couple months, this shit gonna be rocking and rolling, man, because we dropping EPs every month, freestyle every week. Like it's gonna be workout. It's gonna be workout, man. For sure. We flooding.
You heard what you can expect. Be on the lookout, everyone. He is here. The Rise of Corleone, baby.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Well, I just want to thank you. And I also want to give you the floor to plug everything that's where people can listen to you. Of
For sure, bro. Again, thanks for having me. You know what I mean, on your platform, sharing your platform with me. I really appreciate the opportunity, number one. And
course, man.
you can follow me on Instagram, King Shampz, SHAMPZ. You can find me on Twitter as well at the same handle, King Shampz, KingShampz. Go download that like that. It's on all streaming platforms right now. You can pull it up. You know what I mean? Same thing with West Philly 187. That's on YouTube right now. Just type in West Philly 187. And with King Shampz, it's going to pop up. That's doing some really dope numbers for us as well. So yeah, just fuck with us, man. You know, I'm constantly on Instagram. I'm constantly on Twitter giving updates. You know what I mean? Talking sports. If you want to come fuck with me, talk sports with me, talk, music with me, whatever the case may be, man. You know what I mean? Come through and fuck with me, man. I'm a really dope follow. And I always try to give a lot of motivational shit as well. You know what I mean? A lot of inspirational shit as well, because I know sometimes, you could be down during the day and you may need that kind of pick me up of a word of encouragement. So, it's a plethora of dope things you can find on the page, man. So follow me at King Shampz on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, come through, man.
All right. Well, I appreciate it once again. Yeah, it's great having you on, man. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the label. I think it's gonna be great, man. So,
Definitely, brother. Again, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you.
of course.